Welcome to workout number 3. We're going to be using a mat, dumbbells if you've got them, and if you don't, a backpack full of cans, right? I've packed this thing already full of beans and soup and tomato sauce. It's already weighed up. If you really want to get specific about this, you can throw that backpack on a scale, figure out how much is in there, and try to add a can each week that we're doing these exercises, all right? You'll continue to see progress, you'll continue to get stronger, and you can literally level up one bean at a time. All right, so our first exercise, we're gonna get 10 minutes on the clock and we're gonna get going. All right, our first exercise is a good morning. And a good morning is literally the idea of doing a hip hinge, all right? Our feet are just outside of hip width. You can be a little narrower, a little bit wider, as long as our toes are straight ahead, kind of like we're going skiing. All right, we can cross our hands over our chest and we're going to stick our butt out as far as we can with a nice big stretch in our glutes and hamstrings, and then we're gonna push our heels through the floor and come up. That's your good morning, that's it. Nothing crazy. If you wanna do it like a deadlift, you can slide those hands down so your thumbs pass your knees and come right back up, right? We're gonna get started, okay? Here we go. Down, I'm going for 12 reps. 2, 3, notice as I'm doing this, I'm sticking my butt out as far as I can. I have a soft bend in my knees. It's almost like my lower leg is trying to stay vertical, and the only thing that can happen is I just bend my knees. We don't want to lock and just fold forward like the duck on the desk, drinking the water. We want to push our butt back like we've got our arms full of groceries or a sleeping kid, and we're trying to bump the car door with our butt. All right? You don't need weight for this if you are new to this exercise. You can earn weight little by little over the coming weeks. All right, that's 12. We're coming down for a 4. We're going in for our first plank. Now this is perfectly acceptable to hold right here. We're tucking our pelvis underneath, we're keeping our elbows locked, we're pushing the kitchen countertop away or the stool, whatever we're using, right? We are trying to make sure we're not sagging through our pelvis. We're continuing to pull pelvis towards rib cage towards pelvis. All right, if you are postpartum, making sure that you are getting a very good exhale as you do this. As you breathe in, you're breathing into your upper back and you're blowing that air out. You'll notice I start to shake as I breathe out because I'm contracting those muscles more, pulling everything in tighter, potentially reducing some of the diastasis recti from carrying the baby. All right, set number 2, we are going to use the backpack. All right, this one, I'm gonna give it a big hug. And if you want to use your kid to do this, absolutely. They're really only gonna get heavier. All right, it's very, very windy. 1, 2, remember we're not racing through this, we're looking for a nice stretch out of our glutes and our hamstrings, and then we are pushing back through those, making sure that we're not peeling ourselves up with the top of our head. We're kind of tracing a line towards the floor and back up. It's very windy tonight. 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Nice job. Okay, so now for this plank, we're gonna go down to the ground and we're gonna do a forearm plank, right? So same thing as the stool, we are pushing the ground away with our elbows. We are not letting ourselves sag towards the ground. We're tucking pelvis and we're pushing away as we breathe in through our nose and out through our mouth for 30 seconds. The beautiful part is if you've been listening to me, you've already done 12 seconds, almost 15. Only 15 seconds to go. Notice I'm not up here, I'm not sagging, right here, locked in, straight line from the top of my head to the tip of my tailbone. And rest. All right, next variation we're gonna do, we're gonna use our dumbbells, all right? With this one, I'm gonna turn just a little bit so you can see. The dumbbells are gonna cruise down just below my knees. Come right back up. Pushing our butt back. I use the analogy like you're standing on stage with your back towards the crowd. Moon the crowd through the curtains. Stick your butt out as far as you can without losing your balance, right? Push those glutes out. You can kind of tuck rib cage, tuck pelvis a little, and reach back, and you're gonna get an even bigger stretch. Keep those dumbbells nice and close to you. We don't want them drifting out. Not that that's a bad thing, but it's gonna put more stress on your low back. And if you are dealing with any sort of low back discomfort, we don't need that. Right, that's number 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. One of the last things to show you on this prep is I'm not doing this. I'm not extending up to the ceiling. I'm getting tall at the top, clenching my butt, but not, right? We're not holding in a, close call. All right, this one we're gonna go to a push-up position plank. Again, any of the other variations are acceptable. Okay, same thing. Digging our toes into the ground, keeping our weight over our wrists, not letting ourselves sink back. Butt stays tucked and underneath us. We're already 20 seconds, or excuse me, 10 seconds in. We have 20 seconds to go. Remember, breathing evenly is one of the best things you can do to access your core. If you can breathe comfortably in position, chances are your body feels more comfortable there. Especially nice big breath out. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. We only have 3 minutes to go. Pick your favorite variation, pick whichever variation you're doing. Keep it going, right? I'm gonna show you from this side that good morning. Again, knees are bent, feet are straight ahead right underneath me. You can be a little narrower, but we don't want to be too wide unless you feel like you're gonna fall. You can get a little bit of extra variation in rank. So, but I want to try to keep you relatively neutral because I'm trying to target specific stuff. Your glutes and your hamstrings are so important for your posture, for the way that you carry yourself throughout the day. Again, revisiting that cue from last time, not over squeezing. We're not trying to clench your pelvic floor as we do this. We all know pelvic floor tension is a huge problem. Too much, too little, it's all there. So we want to make sure we're active with a nice exhale, but we're not death gripping any particular muscle. We're squeezing our glutes and our hamstrings, but we're letting go at the top. To be honest with you, kind of lost count. I think this is 9, 10, 11, and 12. Great. Hands are going down. We're coming back to our plank. Pick your favorite and keep going. Test yourself each time. Remember, the beauty of this is that you are going to get better week after week. If there's a workout that you dread, that's the one you need to do. You can even rearrange them. So if you really like workout 1, but you absolutely despise this workout, my best recommendation would be do this first in the week. Knock it out, be done with it, and then you can look forward to the rest of the workouts that you're gonna do all week long. All right, there we go. That was our 10 minutes. That's it. You don't need to rush through any of this. It's about good, high quality, hard work, not about how much you can do as fast as physically possible and totally out of control. Now, that being said, if you feel like you can keep the pace and push the pace a little bit faster than what I'm doing, please, by all means, push yourself to the limit that you can within your pain-free range of motion and within your own abilities. Pushing through pain is not beneficial for anyone, right? We're trying to build longevity, not just intensity for the next 60 days and then nothing after that, right? I want you to get comfortable with the idea that consistent hard work is going to yield long-lasting results. Inconsistent, unbelievably hard work is not necessarily going to yield better results just because you're pushing yourself hard for one workout, all right? If you're in weeks 1 through 3, you're done and I will see you tomorrow. And if you're in weeks 4 through 6, stick around, we got another 10 minutes coming. And if you're in weeks 6 through 12, congratulations, you got another 20 minutes to go, all right? Take care.
And if you need a chair, I'll bring one in to demonstrate how you can use it for both sitting to like a sit to stand and a supported squat where we're doing it completely body weight with a little bit of assistance. Round 1, I'm gonna show you with the chair so you can see how to use it for support while standing freely, all right? 10 minutes on the clock, here we go. 10 reps. 1, 2, reach those hips back. You don't have to be super wide, but you also don't need to be really narrow. We don't wanna be doing this. We're gonna reach those hips back and then drop the butt down. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You might feel some inner thigh, you might feel some butt, you might feel some quad. All of that is wonderful. And the chest can drop down a little bit. That's okay, I don't need you to be perfectly straight up and down. If we're using the chair, I want you to use it. It's there to support you. 9 and 10. That was probably more than 10, but that's okay. So into our 45-degree lateral raises and move the chair out for the moment. So the reason it's a 45-degree lateral raise, we're not going straight out to the sides. That typically ends up causing some shoulder discomfort for most people. So what we want to be doing is reaching out like you're gonna give the world's biggest teddy bear a hug, all right? Or if any of you were cheerleaders, ready? Okay. I was not a cheerleader, that's just what I think of. I think of Bring It On whenever I do that. But that's kind of the idea, right? When you start, you're starting a little bit away from your hips. Like there's a magnet pushing you away. You don't wanna be launching from your hips out, okay? And again, no shrugs. I know it's a lot of things not to do. I'm gonna show you plenty of reps of what we are doing, all right? Knuckles up, reaching out and away from us. Again, like your toddler's gonna jump off the playground into your arms. This is the muscle that's gonna be supporting you while you do that. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Nice job. Starting off really smooth, easy, and again, pain-free range of motion. So if you have to stop here and your range of motion looks like this for the time being, totally fine. We just don't want to be straight out to the side or straight forward because we just did forward yesterday. All right. The chair comes back. I'm going to show you how to do a sit to stand. So all the way down. In this case, our chest is going to stay up a little bit higher. Let your butt come to a rest and push yourself right back out. So we're digging our heels into the ground. 2, 3. Hands are going to come out in front of us like a counterbalance. 5, 6. And we're not over clenching our butt at the top. Like we just realized that fart didn't go the way we wanted it to. 8, 9, and 10. Nice job. From here on out, we're going to be floating in midair. And I'm going to be showing you how to do that with our dumbbells and our backpack. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Whoops, we're supposed to do 10, 12. Did a couple of bonus reps. I got excited, sorry. That's one thing I tell my clients every single time before our first session it's good for both of us to count. I get distracted. I'm usually watching all the things that their body's doing and trying to see how the movement's going. And then I go, I don't know how many you just did. So I apologize in advance, all right? So now we're on to our goblet squat with our backpack. So there's a couple different ways you can hold it. You can give it a big hug. You can hold it up from the sides. This thing's got like 17 bajillion handles on it, so we're gonna hold it like this. All right, again, we're reaching our hips back, going as low as we can, just to around 90 degrees. We don't want to collapse into the bottom. We wanna take our time. Like the chair we were just trying to sit in is cold. 3, 4, push those heels into the ground. 5, not to the point where the toes come up, but we don't wanna be on those tippy toes. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Again, we were supposed to do 10, but I did 12. Got excited. All right, back to our cans of beans. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Remember, contact allergy at the bottom. Stop short. Don't launch from here, because then you end up doing things like this. Try to keep your arms as straight as you can. If you start to get tired through this, you can always go down to a smaller can. That's the beauty of using cans. Progress by the bean. It's still funny to me, and the fact that I'm holding a can of Progresso, and I keep using the word progress, it's gonna make me laugh every time. All right, so now we're gonna use our dumbbells, right? So a goblet squat with a dumbbell looks a little bit different. Obviously, it's not as large. The reason it's called a goblet squat is because when you do it like this, it kind of looks like your hand is a goblet, right? I've heard a lot of people call it goblin squats, and that always just makes me want to go, Mel Brussels. All right, we're keeping the dumbbell close to us, sitting our hips back, dropping down. Try to get to around 90 degrees, but you do you. Your squat could look like this, and I'm totally happy with it if it means you're moving. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Remember, notice I remembered the count on that one. I didn't want to do any more than I had to do. All right, dumbbells. The lateral, again, the 45-degree lateral raise goes a very long way with a very light weight. So if you're finding yourself cheating and bending those elbows before that set's over, it's too heavy. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Whew, those went a little bit harder. We have 2 minutes and 44 seconds left. How many more rounds do you think we can do? Right, back to backpack, trusty backpack. Show you again, another way to hold this. A lot of this is how many different ways can I show you to do this so that there really is no reason for you not to do it. You have options on options on options to continue to get good work done. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And if your knee is starting to get twingy or something like that, slow it down. Take your time. You don't have to be moving at my pace. Try to keep up to the best of your ability, but it doesn't have to be super high intensity interval training. I know I've said this in every video. Take your time. The goal is for us to keep winning over and over and over again, because it's going to be so much easier to stick to everything we're trying to do if you're constantly racking up wins versus constantly pushing yourself to the brink of breaking. Right? Accessibility and hard work and consistency. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 11, because I went ahead again. All right, if you want to progress, you've maxed out one dumbbell, you have more than one, you can use a front rack like this, kind of like we did for our cleans on Monday. All right, bring that thing in close, rest those elbows on your belly kind of as much as you can. As we start going heavier, again, breathing really matters. Going in on the way down, out on the way up. And we're not crashing into the bottom, we're controlling every single step of the way. And if you feel more comfortable doing this, like you want to do the dumbbells, but you like having the chair there, totally fine. 7, 8, 9, and 10. Nice job. With that hold, you might feel more in your core. You might feel more through here, just because the dumbbells are gonna sit a little bit away from you, and it's gonna make it harder to stabilize. If you're feeling your low back, it's not the hold for you. All right, that's our 10 minutes. You did a wonderful job today. So proud of you. This was a tough one. I know I'm sweating, you can hear I'm a little out of breath. Whew, that was fun. All right, if you are in the second half of this, weeks 4 through 6, you're done. If you're in week 7 through 12, you got another 10 minutes to go. Hope you're having fun.